creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
You can knock me off my feet, but I won't stop now. You can take a seat. You can knock me off my feet, but I won't stop now. You can take a seat. You can knock me off my feet, but I won't stop now. No, I won't be beat. You can knock me off my feet, but I won't stop now. You can take a seat.
It's Friday, March 1st, 2019, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, back from La La Land on the ones and twos, is our illustrious engineer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
Over there on the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia. He's out of practice. Did you catch that?
Wow. I did. It sounded like, Chandler, are you out of breath for some reason?
Did you run back from LA just in time to make podcast?
It was just one step short of like, I'm on a podcast.
Yeah, he's like, hey guys.
Hello, everybody. Hi, it's me.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, that's Jesse Carey.
Hello.
All the way from Gatorland, Florida, Eddie Big Cat Caulfield is joining us on the Friday show. How fun.
Yes.
And sitting in, well, I guess you're sitting in for Annie because Annie is out on assignment today.
Right.
She's out on assignment.
She's got like a reporter hat on and a notebook, and she's like,
She's going to be like Chandler and come back from wherever she is with 27 new tattoos.
oh yeah, we're going to talk about all that in just a second. That's our first whole segment.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, our senior editor, Tyler Huckabee.
Hey, everybody.
Well, today's show is brought to you by our partners. I'm excited about this one. Our partners at World Vision and their upcoming initiative, the Global 6K for Water. So World Vision's Global 6K for Water is a one-day event coming up in May where people from all over the world walk and run 6 kilometers in their own neighborhoods to bring lasting clean water to children in need. Every step you take is one they won't have to. So why 6K and not a 5K?
I was going to
ask.
It's 1K better.
6K is...
You want that bonus K.
Yeah, 5K is for other organizations. This is just a little bit better.
The 6K is the average distance women and kids in the developing world have to walk to get clean water. Look at that.
That is crazy, especially if you've run like around a 5K and you think, man, think about doing this every single day just to get water. That's crazy.
With water.
Every day,
like,
twice.
Which is
Yeah.
8 pounds a gallon. Like, that's intense.
When you walk or run World Vision's Global 6K for Water, you provide life-changing clean water to one person in need through your registration fee. So no matter where you walk or run, you'll be celebrating lives changed. It's pretty cool. I'll tell you how cool it is. Big announcement coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Can I? And we can't give too much away. We can't give away, but I'm very, very excited about this. I have been watching the Office 5K episode almost every day to get myself in the mode for this big announcement. You know, I attempted. I don't want to give.
Well, I'm gonna allude to the fact that Relevant and all of you listening might be participating in a fun way together.
And I'll say this too. Last week on the podcast, I got a lot of heat for talking factually about my athleticism. Okay? In purely factual terms. I was just stating facts about my life and my athleticism.
Yeah.
And for any of the haters that have come at me since then, I will say this. You may soon have an opportunity to try to prove yourself against me head to head. In measurable.
Whatever the athletic competition is, I'm confident in it.
And I'll say this.
Those were the words that Jesse told me.
It may or may not be related to this, but if I'm in something, Cameron, I'm in it to win it.
You're all
in it to win it.
And I will also say, as the surrogate for Annie on today's show, she has empowered me to let you all know that she's 100% in for whatever you need her to do.
That's right.
She'll run the whole thing. She'll do your little whatever. She's all in.
Also, Eddie, you.
I'm out. Nothing. I'm fine. You lost me at 5K. When you put on that extra,
you can put on as many Ks as you want. This is a chance for the listeners. I'm saying too much, Cameron. I'm saying too much. Cameron, you know how jazzed I am about this because this has been the works for a while.
It's coming up in May. World Vision's Global 6K for Water. The next couple of months is something that we're going to be just a big announcement. Let me just
say one thing, and we can move on.
Yeah.
You want a piece of me? I suggest you start carbo loading now because you're going to need it. That's all I'm saying. Tough guys out there and tough girls.
I don't think pounding carbs for 2 months prior to a race is going to help you.
Yeah.
You're going to gain 16 pounds and not be able to really move.
You take Cameron's advice, everyone, and don't carbo load. For me, I have started eating fettuccine Alfredo for every meal. And
So we have a brand new segment, which that's why I'm here on the show. Can we play the jingle? Do we not have it?
It's the
talking about?
Eddie's Funhouse.
Yeah, it's Chandler got a new tattoo jingle. So we usually have a jingle ready, but I guess we're not playing
Chandler, how many tattoos?
Chandler got a new tattoo.
There it is. Perfect.
And plus, Chandler was in LA for about a week, right?
Yeah.
Chandler, how many days were you in Los Angeles?
Tuesday to Tuesday, 1 week.
Tuesday. Okay, so exactly a week.
Was this
And
a multiple sesh tattoo? Was this a multiple?
Yeah, over 2 days.
How many tattoos did you get from Tuesday to Tuesday? And mind you, that includes 2 cross-country flights. How many tattoos did you jam into that time?
Just 3.
Oh, just
which is 3 more than most humans get in their whole life.
That's true.
So tell me what you got and why, and what of them were premeditated and what was just like you saw it on the wall next to the Tasmanian devil and you're like, yeah, put that on.
Yeah, put that, slap that MAGA on there.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, what was the first one you got, Chandler?
I didn't. They were not premeditated. I showed
So
up.
hold on. You didn't think through something that you were going to wear for the rest of your life.
No, I went to artists who I follow and respect, and I chose from pieces that they had made. They only do them once, so it's
they do them once. So a foghorn leghorn, really
right.
winding up for that pitch.
exactly. Yeah.
Full wind up foghorn
Gangster
leghorn.
Tweety Bird with like the sagging tits, like the jinkos.
It's like for people that live in fancy craftsman homes where like the crown molding thing is like destroyed after that. So no one else can have it in their home for that.
Right.
So this is like, this is so Chandler, in this metaphor, your body is a craftsman home.
It's a perfect metaphor.
Yeah, it is a perfect, you take off that, exterior layers and what do you have under there is beautiful shiplap waiting for the world to see. So you go and there's these one of a kind crown moldings and you're just like, okay, just you close your eyes, you just let him tattoo you, or does he have like, here's some artwork I'm thinking about?
Yeah, they have a book.
They just have a book of their art.
Yeah, flash book. I don't know. You talk to them and I don't know, you come to a conclusion.
Okay. Well, this segment is going well. I will ask 2 more questions, and anybody can ask whatever they want.
Okay.
Question number 1: just can you give us a brief rundown of what each tattoo is that you ended up just haphazardly placing on your bodice
for all of time?
One is a chain and a lock. One is a switchblade, and one is a woman's head.
Oh,
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, is there anyone ally?
Wait, are these? Is this like cave drawings where they all tell a story connected?
No.
Good
Wait,
question.
the chain, then the knife, then the woman's head.
And a switchblade. Did you join the Warrior 1980s street gang? Are you planning on
When
back
you're
alley?
a jet, you're a jet all the way.
Chandler, are you planning back alley dance offs at any point? Okay, I do have a question, and like normally for a lot of people, I try not to get too personal, but I feel like we're all family here.
Right.
What people would those be?
And we've already talked in depth about the book your father has written for both of you that neither of you have taken the time to read. So I'm not uncomfortable asking a question about your parents. Right. Chandler, what have or will your parents say when they see the new artwork on your body?
They probably won't like it.
Like what? Okay. You know, Chandler can't be objective. Cameron, you can. Next family dinner. Chandler is wearing an ironic, 80s T-shirt. Yeah, or with like Dale Earnhardt Jr. on it. Okay, He shows up to dinner in his Dale Earnhardt T-shirt so that all his tattoos are visible. Your parents are there, Cameron. What will the reactions
Cameron,
be?
before you answer, can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Can I take a guess? Because I've heard a lot about you and your family.
Yeah.
My guess is that no one says a word and no one acknowledges it. But later, while you're helping do dishes, your mom says, "Hey, did Chandler get a lot of tattoos?" And then you tell her what's up.
So my guess would be twofold. One, Chandler doesn't show up to the family dinner in a tank top to avoid conflict. Okay, that's number one.
Yeah.
He's
I'll
gonna
be wearing long
he's gonna
sleeves.
throw a jacket or long sleeves
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Okay,
sure. 100%.
so two, he's had a bunch of tattoos for a while. I'm not fully sure my parents even know. That's that.
Yeah, Dad's seen them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 3 at the actual dinner, if they were to see some, you're going to get some side eye and nothing would be said. 4, later, I get a text from Mom asking for confirmation about her concerns about Chandler's spirit life.
Right.
Spiritual life.
And you're like, Mom, and you say, Mom, you felt that check in your spirit too? Okay, this is okay. That's what I thought. I got a hard check in the spirit. I love that phrase because I never know what it means. Like someone's like, I got to check in my spirit about that. You do? What? Define that for me.
It's just basically a way of saying thought. I thought about something.
Yeah. The other big one is hedge of protection, because I'll say this, like a hedge seems pretty easy to penetrate. Like if there was like a bank, like they don't put a hedge of protection, like money in there. It's a bank vault. Like if there's a pile of gold with a hedge, I can just walk right through the hedge. A hedge doesn't sound like that much protection to me.
Jesse, don't you remember this? When we were in Somaliland, we learned about this. The actual situation. In the fields, the shepherds, way they would protect the goats and the livestock is they would take those huge tumbleweed plants with massive thorns and they would weave them and these hedges and these sticks into like pins to protect the livestock from predatory animals.
So
and
this
it
is
was
like
literally
Diane's hedge that she has in her front yard.
No.
This is like a very,
but it is like tumble. It is huge spikes of thorns in the things, and it is like several feet deep, several feet high, and literally the farmers were telling us, the shepherds were telling us, this is a hedge of protection. And it was like the light bulb went off about what the Bible was talking about because those were the shepherds and stuff.
But I'm saying this. I make my prayers very literal.
Yes.
And I feel like if I want protection from my enemies, you know how I shook up my last prayer meeting? Yeah. I said, Lord, give me a moat of protection filled with spiritual alligators. You should have seen it. You should have seen it. Like, wow, I want that too. All I got is a hedge. I have shrubbery. I have thorns. He just prayed for a moat with spiritual alligators. You tell me which one is more descriptive. I don't know how all this works. I'm just saying, there's no harm in going the safer route here. You know,
that's true.
People were to, if the president were to be like, we're going to build a hedge and Mexico's going to pay for it, everybody like, that doesn't sound that seems reasonable. That's just a hedge.
A hedge actually seems kind of pleasant. Like we'll keep it trimmed up. We'll keep, maybe do a couple shapes in there, here and there.
Green. It's green. It's adds the environment. It's kind of a nice thing. I think Mexico would come back and be like, yeah, we'll pay for it. I mean,
you tell me what principality. Lovely. You tell me what principality of darkness is crossing a moat of spiritual alligators. Zero, dude. Zero.
Hey, we have a great show coming up for you. Coming up, today is March 1st, which is the debut of the March issue of Relevant. It is our 16th anniversary in print, and that's today.
Not done.
How many issues of Relevant have there been altogether?
98.
Wow.
Yeah. That is 100 is coming up.
100's coming.
Yes, it is.
So 99 is what we're working on right now. It's in design starting today, and the issue after that, 100. Has some major announcements attached to it.
We're teasing a lot.
We're talking about that, in the coming months. But we're very excited. I don't want to bury
March, though, so we get to hear about March today. Because you guys all know it's all brand new for me.
Well, no, March, we're going to do a new thing where we will talk about it a little bit coming up, like an overview. But that kind of issue preview segment, we're not going to do that today. Actually, today we're going to bring you part of the conversation we had with the person carrying the cover, designer Jerry Lorenzo, the founder of Fear of God, is on the cover of the March issue of Relevant. And coming up later, we talked to Jerry in the Fear of God studio, and we're going to take you there and you're going to hear part of that conversation. So that's going to be a lot of fun today.
Did you see who Jerry was hanging out with on Oscar night at all the after parties? What crew he was rolling with?
No, I did not.
Michael B., Chadwick Boseman. He was rolling with the Black Panther crew.
Black Panther. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's the ultimate.
That's royalty.
It was very cool. He's arguably, just on coolness, the coolest person we've ever spoken to. You know,
I think you can make the case.
I'm really trying to think who cooler we've ever spoken. I mean, we spoke to President Obama. He's pretty cool, but it's a different kind of cool.
It's a different kind of cool. Like literally, I mean, this is a guy who, you know, regularly hangs out with like Jay-Z and like Kanye West. And
yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know, I mean, he sits courtside at Laker games. He's a playable character in NBA 2K19. It's very cool. It is very cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What about Mace? That was a good one. Hey, a question about the magazine. When you're creating something this permanent, do you just open up Google Images and throw whatever you want into the magazine and hope you enjoy it and then figure out a way to explain it later? Or do you actually think about it?
Better to ask forgiveness than permission. That's what we found in the magazine.
Just throw whatever in there. It's permanent. Easy. It doesn't matter.
Pretty easy. That's a cool picture.
That's funny.
That.
It's only for life.
Right. What does it matter?
Oh, yeah. So that's coming up later on the show today. So stay tuned for that. And it'll be our new segment where we don't just toss to a pre-recorded interview, but we actually kind of integrate it into the show and talk about it as we're listening to Jerry and stuff. We've gotten good feedback about this new interview approach over the last few weeks. So we're going to keep it rolling. And Jerry Lorenzo is coming up later. All right. Well, moving the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's the Hot List coming up.
'Cause it's true. You're all I really wanted. Somebody to stop, somebody to hold me back. It gets worse. It's not you. I've been lying in a pool of someone else's blood, saying it's not my fault. Somebody gets hurt.
You're listening to Niloufer Yanya. The song is Tears. At the beginning of I know I nailed that pronunciation, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how confident are you?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of umlauts. There's a lot of umlauts involved. I'm not confident at all. Anyway, at the beginning of the podcast, you heard Soak with Knock Me Off My Feet. Okay, it's time. I nailed that. I just breezed right through that one. All right, it's time for... Coming in at number 5 this week on the Hot List, President Obama, the second coolest person we've ever talked to, encouraged young people to go against the grain in pop culture and lift people up instead of putting them down. He and Steph Curry led a town hall meeting for his organization, My Brother's Keeper, which sets out to, quote, address persistent opportunity gaps facing boys and young men of color to ensure all youth can reach their full potential. In a wide-ranging discussion, which you can watch at relevantmagazine.com, President Obama discussed perceptions of success in pop culture and why true success is about more than showing off wealth, but being able to help others. Here's a clip.
If you're confident about your strength, you don't need to show me by you putting somebody else down. Show me how strong you are that you can lift somebody else up and treat somebody well and be respectful and lead in that fashion. So, anything you want to add, sir?
I've just been mentored right there. Okay. That's amazing.
There you go. Good stuff. Interesting little side note, little behind the scenes there, guys. You know, today's Thursday. It's the Friday show. We're recording the day before. I don't know if people know that we do that sometimes, but we do that sometimes. It's the day before. I'm wearing an Orlando Magic shirt right now because tonight our good friend Steph Curry, who we just was associated with that clip, is coming to play the Orlando Magic tonight. And it's the Warriors Magic. And guess who's coming in and flying in to go with me to the game? Steph Curry's good friend, Abner from Johnny Swim. So Abner is literally flying from LA to Orlando today to go to the Warriors Magic game with me tonight. And he's flying home tomorrow.
Am I allowed to say who you're having dinner with this evening?
That's what I'm saying. Here's the deal. He's best friends with Steph Curry. And we're going to the team dinner after the game. And Abner's been texting me that I have to cool it during the game or else we won't get invited.
Oh, that's
or
very true.
Are you not going to, I would hope you're not going to wear an Orlando Magic shirt.
Oh, heck yeah, I'm wearing an Orlando Magic shirt.
To the team dinner?
To the Warriors team dinner.
Just step back from it. I mean, it's the Orlando Magic. I don't feel like Steph Curry is going to feel a lot of shade. Like, yeah, I get it. You got to root for the home team. It's not like you're wearing like a Lakers jersey or something.
Yeah, the Rockets or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear a random Rockets jersey to the Magic Warriors game just to stick it to Steph. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like wearing an Orlando Magic shirt. It's like wearing a Boys and Girls Club shirt or something. Nobody's going to get upset at you. It's philanthropic.
So, I'm very excited. I literally woke up this morning giddy like it was Christmas morning. Like have you ever had a day where like you know that something that's going to happen later is something you'll never forget for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I woke
like
up
flying to LA to get tattoos.
You'll never forget it because he has to look at it in the mirror. Right. Yeah, no, I am so excited right now.
If somehow the Magic pull off an upset, are you going to change shirts? That seems advisable because that seems like you're rubbing it in.
That's true.
Then you're just rubbing salt.
You might need to have just a backup shirt because that's no longer wearing your church rec ball T-shirt to the Olympics. That's clearly just throwing shade after a tough loss.
I don't have another shirt here. Like I'm literally like I'm not going home. The arena's right there.
Inside out.
Button your shirt up. I see you've got a little cool like denim shirt over. You button that up.
I thought it
now
through.
You're respectable.
I thought it through. I can button up the overshirt, but I don't want to.
Chandler,
I don't want to.
I need you. I know this might be uncomfortable, and you turn the air down in there, but I need you to remove the Dale Earnhardt shirt. Your ironic Dale Earnhardt shirt that you're wearing right now and hand it to Cameron. He might need it later.
I'm very excited. So
that is cool.
Abner,
I can't wait to hear about the post-mortem.
Yeah.
Hear how that went down.
If the Magic win, it'll be a lifelong memory. If the Magic lose, it'll just be like I'll just sit there quietly. You know what I mean?
If it wins, it'll be a lifelong Magic memory for Steph Curry as well. Like, what are the chances?
Oh, stop it!
Respectfully to our
I don't
Magic.
need to worry too much about. I understand.
The good news is of all the hothead players that I yell at, Steph Curry is not one of them. When he gives 50 points and a triple double, it is the most beautiful form of basketball. You just sit back and go, I'm watching greatness. You don't like yell at them. You know what I mean? You yell at KD or Steph or Draymond Green, but the hotheads, the cupcakes.
You're watching history. You're watching like a defining moment in the game.
You're aware of it too. I mean, it's just like watching late Jordan or something. You're going, I'm going to appreciate this, So I'm not going to yell at stuff. But I'll yell at the Warriors, but I'm not going to yell at stuff. Coming at number 4 this week, Stephen Colbert and Conan O'Brien got emotional discussing how their Catholic upbringing influenced how they thought about suffering. The Late Show host was recently a guest on Conan's podcast. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. And the two started talking about their faith backgrounds.
We're on a podcast right now, by the way.
Hey, I wasn't formerly the host of The Tonight Show, and now I'm podcasting, just FYI.
Yeah.
Okay, but still.
Both grew up devoutly Catholic. And at one point, Conan discussed how he always believed that suffering was required of him, and comedy would sometimes feel unnatural. In response, Colbert opened up about the death of his own father and brothers at a young age, and why for a long time he thought it was necessary to suffer like Christ suffered, to truly honor their memories and to be able to move on to the next chapter in his life. Here's a clip.
I am also a Roman Catholic and 11-year altar boy and very devout household. And the image of Christ on the cross is the highest aspiration, is to be able to take up your cross and to alchemize suffering into gold. Yes. But you can't have gold without the suffering. And, to the point where I had a magical thinking. Yes. I had a magical thinking about suffering and about forbearance and patience. I'm not going to say virtue because the other virtues don't mean as much, but patience and forbearance of suffering.
I actually kind of got emotional listening to this interview, and I was not expecting that because I've listened to a couple of Conan's podcasts, which in fairness, he is pretty self-deprecating about the podcast thing. I was listening to one the other day where he was talking about sometimes the guest was like Jeff Goldblum, and Jeff Goldblum was like, sometimes my wife, she's just grown very wary of my jokes all the time. And it's like, okay, I get the shtick. And Conan's like, that's how America is with me. He totally is like, self-referential and self-deprecating. But so I went into this because I listened to the one with like Will Ferrell that was really breezy, and a lot of like the Jeff Goldblum one is just like totally insane. And there are literally points actually right before the point of the clip we just listened to where they stop because Colbert's tearing up. And they both talked about how how important not just ideas about suffering were, but how their faith informed how they view the ideas of sort of like bearing burdens, and when bad things happen, almost feeling like you deserve them, and what it means to pick up your cross and actually carry it. Eddie, you listened to the full conversation too, as well as that clip, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was surprised at Stephen Colbert has so many different gears that I was really surprised at how off he was. I mean, he got deep into like the philosophy of life and death, and I found it to be
off. Why do you say off?
Like, because he's like some people like there's the stage. I mean, like the stage version of him
off
and
the spotlight.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean like weird. I meant like just not in character. And I always thought, well, he's not really in character in his show, but I mean, he was really. And it was interesting to me, like how he was able to tame Conan a bit. Like it was like, we're going to either talk real or we're not going to do this at all. But he didn't really allow for much shtick. But it was really.
Even if you watch whenever Colbert is the interview subject, it's really interesting because he'll he's himself, right? If you watch the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, where Seinfeld takes out Colbert, and it's the summer before he debuts in the Late Show. It's even then he's feeling it out. They weren't friends, so he's like feeling out Seinfeld of like, are we going to go there? Or are we going to stay surface level? And like throughout the episode, and Seinfeld honestly stays surface level. And like you see Colbert wanting to go a little deeper, and then just kind of go, okay, well, I guess we'll just talk about doing comedy. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's interesting that he's I think just naturally just somebody who wants to pontificate about the deep things,
Well, does. And he talks about that, like how early on he wanted to be like this brooding actor. And how at one point, when, he kind of started leaning more towards not even comedy, but improv for the exercise of, he got recruited to be a part of, I think it was Second City in Chicago. And I want to say it was like Amy Sedaris who was telling a story about, and how Amy Sedaris during a live performance, Colbert still thought of himself as an actor. And this was an exercise to like improve his acting ability. And Amy Sedaris said something that made him laugh and break on stage. And he walked out fuming, like humiliated that like you made me break. Like that shows that I'm not a great actor. And she's like, no, that's not comedy though. Like it's okay to like embrace humor. And how his whole life he's really been dealing with this balance of how do I carry heaviness, but also kind of, make things lighter and funnier and easier to more palatable. And it was a really fascinating conversation as it pertains to that.
I saw that play out on his show a couple weeks ago. He had Ellen Page on, and she was talking about some of the discrimination that she's faced in Hollywood as an actor. And she got very, very emotional talking about this. It's very rare to see, people like crying on a late night show, but it happens on Colbert more than it does on other late night shows, obviously. And she paused a lot. And obviously television is sort of obsessed with the, you need to fill that. You need noise. You need people talking in there. We need people tune in right now. We can't just see someone crying on. And Colbert didn't do what most interviewers would do. He didn't jump in to save her or try to finish her sentences for her, but he just let her sit in that grief and pain that she was expressing for quite a while, for 10, 15 seconds, which on TV is a very long time to not have anybody saying anything. And that moved me and I don't want to take away the power of what Ellen Page said herself, but his ability to let her sit in that grief and let her process that live in front of a studio audience and in front of all of America was very, very moving. He's a great interviewer. He's really, really good at what he does.
There you go. Coming up, number 3, Serena Williams this week starred in a new ad that takes aim at the double standard many female athletes face. The ad opens with the tennis legend explaining how women athletes are often criticized for showing emotion while competing. However, she goes on to inspire young viewers to prove they're capable of doing crazy things. Here's a clip.
A woman running a marathon was crazy.
Officials tried to pull her off the course.
A woman boxing was crazy. A woman dunking? Crazy. Coaching an NBA team? Crazy. A woman competing in a hijab? changing her sport, landing a double cork 1080, or winning 23 Grand Slams, having a baby, and then coming back for more? Crazy, 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 and crazy. So if they want to call you crazy, fine. Show them what crazy can do.
And that thing took off this week. It was everywhere.
Yeah,
so powerful.
Nike has the greatest there's never been. I mean, maybe, but I can't think of anyone else who's able to go through an arc of emotion and land on inspiration like a Nike ad can. I mean, you saw it the Kaepernick campaign too. Did the same. I mean, obviously these are different messages, but the capability of going from you're watching this ad cold, you know what I mean? This is just prep you're pressing play on a YouTube video to make you feel a range of emotion and end with inspired. It's incredible how they're able to do it and find athletes like Colin Kaepernick or like Serena Williams who are really able to put voice to this felt need that a lot of people have, you know?
I also really love, and this is a minor point in it, but their ability to make the hero of these films not necessarily the famous person. Like clearly Serena is in it and is the arc of it, but really just random women who you don't know are the spotlight, and it's just beautiful to be cheering for not celebrity and just for the core of what they're trying to say.
Yeah. Serena's the hook to get your attention, but you stay by the end. The reason you're on your feet cheering is some athlete I didn't know existed until 10 seconds ago.
Right.
But it works like gangbusters. It's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's like an issue of relevant. You come in, Jerry Lorenzo's the hook,
what I was looking for.
But then you flip the page and you stay for the stories you didn't expect, and then by the end you're just standing in applause. Just
by the end, you're getting random articles from the magazine tattooed on your body for perpetuity. I mean, it's quite a range.
It's emotional.
You're spending a week in a foreign city just getting our magazine tattooed all over your body that your parents will never see. It's wow.
Coming in at number 2 this week, churches with a V instead of a U if you're Googling them. Churches performed the song Miracle in an incredible collaboration with a Scottish orchestra. Here's a clip of the song.
I'm not asking for a miracle. Ask me no questions, I will tell you no lies. I'm not asking for a miracle. We're looking for angels in the darkest of skies. I'm not asking for a miracle.
I think it's ironic that they named themselves churches, but then when on their first album, 7 years ago or whatever, we were reaching out to do an interview with them, and they didn't want to talk to us because they didn't want to be like people be confused that they were like a religious band.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you name yourself churches, that's your fault. It's not
part
it's
of
not
the
our
reason
fault.
I included them in the hot list, which is, we try to make it pretty clear, stuff that's at the intersection of faith and culture and social issues. The main reason it's a great song. Also, it contains the word churches and miracles. So you know what? Close enough.
All right, coming in this week, number 1 on the hot list. Kanye's latest Sunday service went viral this week. The rapper led another Sunday morning gathering that included an extended time of praise, which he helped lead with a choir and even a sermon. Several clips of the event went viral, including a head-bobbing original and also a clip of the choir's rendition of This Is the Day. Here it is. Sounds like Fred Hammond.
I was about to say, I wonder who that is.
It is Fred Hammond.
No!
They used a sample.
Oh.
Sample. It wasn't, he wasn't actually there.
Oh.
But he approved of it. He gave Kanye.
He Instagrammed it.
That's really funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But dude, there was a lot of people there. I don't know if you saw some of the clips and the videos from that, but it was packed.
All right. Well, that'll do it for... Stay tuned. Up next, Jerry Lorenzo joins us.
When we started out, I never believed it. I was so hopeless when it hit. I couldn't keep up with you. Then we were trying aimlessly to
listening to Georgia. The song is Started Out. Interesting. I thought Georgia would sound a lot more murky and humid than it does.
Swampy,
Just a little sweaty.
Unpleasant.
Yeah. It was very pleasant. A light little indie ditty. Not the vibe I would thought of when I saw Georgia. Okay. Like we mentioned earlier in the show, the new issue of Relevant is out today. It's the March-April issue. It's our 98th issue, and it features one of the most culturally influential people today, Jerry Lorenzo, who is the designer and founder behind acclaimed fashion brand Fear of God. Along with recently dropping their 6th collection, they actually recently debuted a high-profile collaboration with Nike, which included the drop of the Nike Air Fear of God 1s, both in black and bone. And there are more shoes dropping. Actually, in our magazine, you're going to see for the first time the new shoes that are about to drop in April and May, from Fear of God and Nike. They are dope, and I'm
a free pair with every mag purchase.
Oh,
or an exclusive deal for our listeners.
The Nike Air Fear of One, or Nike Air Fear of God ones. I can't remember. I think we've been texting about that. I remember you, me, and Andy Barron were on text thread about this probably like 6 months ago when stuff was like leaking about the shoe. It is. I mean. This is one of the reasons why we want to talk to Jerry, is because he approaches anything he does as sort of a disruptor. Like, he's not interested in doing anything that's been done before. Like, he wants, whether it's his collaboration with Nike, he told them, like, if you go with me, I'm not slapping colors on a design. It's going to be a new shape. It's going to be something totally fresh and different. But that's really his approach to everything that Fear of God does, is, like a hyper attention to detail to make sure that what they do is totally unique and cool.
So we want to talk to Jerry. We've been, reaching out, talking to his team for a while. We've been fans of his work, not just, this year, while, they have gone to another stratosphere of influence with the Nike stuff and Fear of God just taking off. You can find Fear of God Essentials collection in all PacSuns. I mean, it's everywhere. He is an outspoken Christian. And if you follow him on Instagram, he's openly posting, stories like Fred Hammond worship music, or him watching a TD Jakes clip, or going to church at Erwin McManus's church, or Chad Veach's. He is outspoken about his faith. I run into him at Hillsong events. I mean, the dude lives it out. But his journey was really fascinating. Where he's at today isn't where he was just 5 or 10 years ago. And we wanted to tell that story. So we've been working on this for quite a while. The cover story that we have in the new issue, you won't want to miss. You need to read it. You can check it out online, by the way. You can go to relevantmagazine.com. You can view the whole issue there. But if you can get your hands on a physical copy and really sit down and spend time with this story, it's a fascinating story of his spiritual journey and his career journey and his vision and passion for influencing culture through fashion, which isn't a place where Christians typically occupy. And so it's just been a fascinating thing to talk to him. So coming up, just to tell you what you're about to experience. First of all, Eddie had to step away for this segment. He will be back in the next segment. Stay tuned. 2, the full conversation with Jerry will be on an upcoming episode of Unedited, our new podcast, our long-form conversation podcast. You will hear the entire thing. It will be debuting in a couple of weeks. We will tell you about that. You're going to hear a few clips from the conversation that will give you a sense of him and his message and his heart and his story. Again, go read the full cover story to kind of get that bigger narrative. But we want to bring you a couple highlights here on the show today. So one of the things we want to know is, Fear of God is just a strange brand name.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just a strange brand name. It like gets your attention. Whether you're a believer or not, you're like, what is that? So obvious kind of entry point into the journey, into the conversation, was where did the name come from? And he told us it actually came from an Oswald Chambers devotional. Here's what he said.
I was visiting my parents. We did a devotion, Utmost for His Highest devotion. And we were just talking about clouds and darkness around the kingdom of God. and talking about the layers and depths to God. And I was like, man, and I had this vision of God and it just looked kind of really cool, for the first time. And before that, every vision of God, not that he felt light, but he just didn't feel like, I didn't see him with this dark clouds around the throne and the layers to that. And in my mind, I was like, oh my God, this is a good foundation to build this clothing line on. The fear of God. Because if you're in relationship with him, you're at peace with him. But if you're not in relationship, you see those clouds and darkness as literal clouds and darkness, and there's like a literal fear. Yeah. So I love this like juxtaposition of what fear of God meant.
So the interesting thing about fear of God is that juxtaposition. I mean, like his story is this, his life, his brand, everything he's doing is this carefully crafted juxtaposition of light and dark, heavy and light. It's like his office space is like, I mean, you'll see it in the story. The photo shoot is like, it's this high-end fashion brand, but it's in a renovated industrial loft, and like there's boxes of the Nikes just stacked up everywhere. So it's like, it looks like it's a warehouse, but it's like this creative fashion space. And, it's like this, the tension between like, they are a fashion brand. They're not a streetwear brand. They're not a street brand, but they are like, idolized in the streetwear community. And he kind of came from that kind of urban sensibility, but he's taking it to Paris, and he's got like, $3,000 nylon jackets and like this high end type thing with this kind of like street look, which is this interesting contrast. So the fact that he has that reverence and literal fear kind of juxtaposition of the reverence of the fear of God, but also the fear of God, like this kind of tension, he plays with that intentionally in his designs and his purposefulness behind the brand. It's really fascinating.
And I think before I knew the story that you told with Jerry, I kind of always assumed fear of God was sort of like Chandler's Dale Earnhardt shirt, like it was an ironic thing. There wasn't really a whole lot of substance behind it. And not only is there substance behind it, it's a very well thought through brand idea. And I was surprised just at how deep he went into why he picked the name.
Well, and not just that. I mean, I feel like he brings that level of thoughtfulness and extreme attention to detail into everything. Like I don't, after listening to this interview, Cameron, and working on the story with the team, I don't feel like there is any decision that he makes that isn't extremely well thought out.
I mean, I can tell you behind the scenes. I mean, you guys know, tell the public behind the scenes, the intentionality of the photo shoot. There's something I wrote my column about it. The photos are a little bit unique for us. For our magazine, on the cover, he's looking down. He's not looking at the camera. Throughout the story itself, he's never looking up. He's always looking down. And we were talking about it like after the fact, after we saw the shoot, like he loved these photos. And I'm going, but you don't see your face, man. And he's like, right. Because in the conversation, I'm so open and transparent. I put my heart on the table when we were talking. You see everything. Everything's exposed. Wouldn't it be cool if we juxtapose that with a visual narrative where there's a little bit of mystery? I'm holding something back. You aren't really sure. You don't fully ever see my face. You don't see my eyes, because the eyes are the window to the soul. I bared my soul in the conversation. And what if I don't in the photos? He thought about it at that level. Yeah. I've been doing a magazine for 15 years and I've never thought about it at that level. It was like, oh man, that's dope. Let's do it. It was cool. I mean, but I completely agree with you, Jesse. Like, I don't think there's one thing about his life and his purpose that isn't purposeful,
Yeah. So yeah. And the product too. Like the detail in all of the stuff he does is extreme in a good way.
Yeah, and the other thing we talked about a lot of stuff, but one of the things I wanted to highlight on this segment was, it's unusual to as a Christian. Now we know a few Christians who are like very influential behind the scenes, like the president of Yves Saint Laurent is Brent Kreider. He's a strong believer. There's some people like that are influencers in the fashion world that are strong Christians, but there aren't that many, and it's not something that's really talked about. But Jerry wanted to go into the fashion world with an intentionality that he wanted to change culture through fashion. Here's what he said.
I feel like there's been so many times where I could have not done what we did with Nike, and I could have just maybe did an old Nike shoe, but we fought to do something new. We fought to propose something new. I fought to say, hey, when I was in high school, I didn't know about like collabs and sneakers. I just knew about Jordans. And that's the only emotional connection that I really have to sneakers. And if I can't make something that makes a kid feel like that, I don't know that it's worth us going through these motions, and just having the conviction to say that, hey, what I'm really good at is like shape and silhouette. I feel like if I can help change the shape of a basketball shoe and I create a new shoe with Nike, we can maybe change culture together.
That's crazy.
I know. Well, just that he thinks that deeply about the emotional connection you have to design, right? Like, It's not something that many people think about. A lot of people take design for granted. It's just like we interact with the objects in our world, whether it's our clothes or whether it's, our cars or whatever, without thinking about the care that went into design. And what makes great designers so good is that they don't just establish like a connection because of their utility. They establish an emotional connection. And that's what he's doing through his work.
And I think that's something that and I think Jerry talked about this a little bit with you, Cameron, is that there's sort of this idea in the broader public that fashion is sort of the least substantive art in a lot of ways. Like, people know that movies can change culture, that musicians can change culture, but fashion designers outside of that actual scene, a lot of times they don't really get there. It's seen as a little bit frivolous. But you talk to Jerry Lorenzo about the fashion that he's creating, and he not only does he not see it as frivolous, he sees it as extremely potentially meaningful, as a very substantive thing to invest your time and creative energy into.
The idea of influencing culture is something that we talked about quite a bit, because that's really his driving passion, and why he wears his faith on his sleeve the way he does, is not just kind of happenstance. He's out there wanting to live in an intentional way to, be used. It really is a thing that he wants the Lord to use him. And the issue of obedience is a big theme that he kept coming back to, even as it relates to being influential in the design world or in the fashion world or whatever, that it's about really God using our obedience. Here's something that he said.
I don't think that God needs anyone or anything to influence or change culture. And I think that's what I learned when I was working with Kanye for those 3 years so closely, in being able to work with someone who's so influential and being able to present to him my ideas and then watch him take those ideas and influence. It was almost like me saying that, oh, wow, it's not necessarily him, but it's the gifts that have been given to him. And it's like, wow, God doesn't necessarily need a person or a platform. He just needs someone that's obedient, and it was just like, oh, wow, God could maybe do the same thing through me if I'm obedient.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a lot more where that came from, guys. You got to check out the cover story. I'm just telling you right now. If you don't know Fear of God's work, go to fearofgod.com or just get on Instagram, and pretty much any athlete or rapper or Bieber or any influencer,
Kardashian
is wearing,
literally any influencer is
wearing Jerry's stuff. Yeah. It's an amazing opportunity that we had to talk to Jerry Lorenzo at, kind of a peak of, we're in a moment right now of his influence. And obviously I think it'll continue to progress and ascend for him. But it's just a really cool time to talk to him. And he was very, very gracious and open with us and his time. It was like hours. We were there at the Fear of God offices for hours in LA.
I was watching a basketball game one night, and they cut to a courtside shot of Jay-Z sitting there, and he's wearing like a Fear of God hat. It's like, okay, it's further confirmation this is the right guy. Yeah, he's everywhere. And two, if you subscribe to the podcast, we're going to be doing kind of more interview style stuff like this to preview, not give away the whole stories, but kind of, give a little tease of it. But, I am really excited about this issue. This is one of those issues that comes out and I'm like, man, how are we going to top it next time with like the quality of the conversations? I mean, every conversation we had was right there, telling these stories at the intersections of faith and culture. And so the diversity of names this issue and everyone talking about, faith. We have like Joel McHale talking about
from the soup.
Yeah.
We have Killer Mike in this issue.
Hold on. Joel McHale is a believer and talks about his Christian faith and multi-decade long involvement at church. Snarky culture commentator Joel McHale from Community and The Soup and others talks about his faith with us. Yeah, you just said Killer Mike. Mike is in the issue. His new Netflix series.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. Yeah. He one of the first episodes, he talks about the influence of Christianity and black culture, and he sits down with like Creflo Dollar and stuff, and he talks about Black Jesus, and like Killer Mike is in there talking about faith. He grew up in the church. I mean, Killer Mike grew up in the church, has a lot to say. This is the only issue. This is the only magazine in the world that's going to have Killer Mike and Tim Keller in the same issue. We have Tim Keller writing for us as well.
Kim Walker-Smith, Joel McHale, the Torwalt's Maggie Rogers.
Maggie Rogers is in there. Brian and Katie Torwalt talking about the EP that we mentioned here on the podcast over the last few months that was so vulnerable and personal, dealing with anxiety and tough seasons of life, and it's a worship album. It's an EP that meant a lot to us, and it's just incredible to see. And we talked to them. The Brian and Katie Torwalt are in the issue. You'll hear from them coming up. They actually are my next guests on Unedited, which is coming out on Monday. I sat down for a long conversation with them last weekend. It's really amazing. So
I think my favorite thing about the issue, like the best thing about it, is you bring any copy of the issue into any Fear of God store in the country, you walk out with a free pair of Fear of God shoes. It's a great deal. It's the best bargain in America.
But also Brandon Michael Hall, who's the star of one of the biggest shows on TV right now, is a Christian who plays an atheist on TV. And he talks to us about the toll that playing an atheist took on him as a Christian. And it is a packed issue. And this is the one, these are the kind of issues that we really strive for, is like, how do we find the right people that want to talk about, faith and culture? And every conversation where I think we're all really proud of.
Yeah, this is a good one. And you, like I mentioned, you can view the issue at relevantmagazine.com. You can pick it up at newsstands nationwide. There are most Barnes and Nobles and other places like Powell's in Portland and cool spots. If your bookstore doesn't have Relevant, it's not a cool bookstore. Just so you know. Got to find a cooler one.
Burn it down.
And you can subscribe right now as well. There's a special deal that I will tell you about at the end of the podcast. It's a very good price for podcast listeners. Guys, great job on this issue. I hope everybody enjoys it. It is out today. Go read the Jerry Lorenzo cover story, and huge thanks to Jerry for joining us. Make sure to keep your eye out for the unedited episode with him. It'll be out in a couple of weeks, and I hope you enjoy the issue. All right, stay tuned. Up next, everybody, it's your feedback.
Can't think of what you want. I wish that I could show you,
Can't control you, call it hope just to see how it's gonna go through.
We live in a time of global and personal chaos. The world is at war because our souls are at war. Inner peace flows out of your divine intention, and that process begins with you overcoming your most frequent and fierce enemy, yourself. In his new book, The Way of the Warrior, best-selling author and culture thought leader Erwin McManus calls us to pursue peace and intention by which we discover our strength, story, and destiny. Discover the ancient codes and practices based on universal truths from Scripture. The Way of the Warrior by Erwin McManus. Available wherever books are sold.
You're listening to Omar Apollo. The song is Ashamed. which is what Jesse feels with Tyler doing such a great job at Relevant Daily. So.
I feel that I have to prove myself to no man. Yeah, listen, Cameron, my introduction to Relevant Daily was more of a slow burn. Tyler comes in here all, flashy. No, I'm one you got to sit with. I am a delicate Coen Brothers movie. He is the Adam Sandler of the universe. Yeah, he gets some laughs, but man, you are worn out by the end of grown-ups too. But man, at the end of the Coen Brothers, slow burn. You got to digest it. You got to watch like 10 of mine before you make your decision who's better.
Okay, it is time for your feedback. Last week on the Friday show, we asked you, what is your go-to pop culture pick-me-up? I'm trying to remember the reference. Why did we ask this question, Jesse?
Because I talked about how there's a scene in an Ernest movie where Ernest goes to jail and he is on jury duty. That's and right. He is very intently taking notes with a big pen and a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And he inadvertently bites the end off the pen and creates an inky mess everywhere and ends up wiping his face with his notepad and eating the paper to dispose of the evidence. And it is 4 minutes of pure physical comedy gold. And I watch it and just laugh. On a hard day, I just watch it and laugh. And I'm better.
It's your go-to pop culture pick-me-up. So we wanted to know your go-to pop culture pick-me-ups. You hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and you also posted on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. Here's a few of our favorites.
So some of these have clips, but I'm going to start with one that doesn't, because I actually did this last week. This is from Katie. Oh. She said, "When I need a laugh, I watch the Scott's Tots episode. Episode of The Off Summary." Can I say this?
You need a laugh?
No. Here's what happened. This is like a week ago or so. I can't remember the circumstance leading up to it, but I was like really stressed out and like I was just having one of those days where I'm like, okay, I just feel like I got you got the weight of the world, and you're like, you know what? So over lunch, I ate a sandwich and I decided I'm going to watch Scott's Tots, because you're like, no matter how much stress I feel at the moment, I am in no way as stressed as Michael is having to break the news to the Scott's Tots.
The senior high school class that he is not going to be paying for them to go to college.
Yeah. It put it all into perspective for me.
When he opens the door and they're doing like, "Hey, Mr. Scott, what you going to do?" I can't.
Have you only watched the episode once, like when it first aired? Have you ever gone back to it?
I can't handle it. I've tried to watch up until the classroom scene, and I literally can't handle it. It's way too awkward for me. Like, it's painful for those kids. It's just painful.
Well, it's amazing.
I'm just amazed anybody would go to that as like a stress reliever, because it creates, and I'm pretty good with that stuff. I can take fingernails on a chalkboard humor, but that one pushes me past the limit.
Maybe this is just something about my weird personality, but like sometimes when I'm really stressed about just things in life in general, I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Locked Up Abroad. It's about people who get like, have you ever watched it, Cameron?
No. Well, I never heard of it.
So it's this show. It's this show where people get caught up in bad scenarios and like end up in prison in Thailand or something. And so it's like, so I watched that show and I'm like, and they talk about their experience. Sometimes they're still in prison in Thailand or whatever. And it's like, you know what? As bad as things are right now, I'm not in a Thai prison. Like, I'm not as stressed as that guy, you know? Wow. And that's what Scott's does for me. It just gives perspective to a situation, you know?
When I'm stressed, I want to watch something that will get my mind off of it in a positive direction, like lift me. Yeah. You go the other way. You go worse to say, well, my situation is not that bad.
And it allows me to cast my cares into a moat of spiritual alligators and feel all
Jesse,
better.
that's a dangerous game of hopscotch, because you just got to keep getting darker and darker to feel okay. And one of these days, that's going to backfire.
Rock bottom.
Yeah. I watch. Yeah.
Well, and Katie, right? Katie was the one who brought this to us.
Oh.
Yeah, terrible. Me and Katie understand.
All right.
So Brendan said, whenever I'm down, I watch this crazy clip of failed American Idol auditions. And I just want to say, this is when American Idol was great and we were very comfortable making fun of people just blatantly. And I'm not saying life was better then.
Snowflakes took over the media.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not saying life was better then, but the clips are way better. And then Simon, of course, rips this guy apart. But just hearing somebody sing this terribly, I'm with Brendan. It's beautiful.
And then pursue the morning, and then pursue the morning. I'll climb the frosty mountains, then there I'll climb the weather.
Okay, this is like something out of a science fiction movie.
It's like, how can you be that close to being a great musician? Like, it's just, she's right there on the edge, but it's still so terrible. And yeah, it makes me feel good.
You like that era? See, I always would skip them. Same thing. Like, we're sitting here like supposed to be laughing at somebody, and 99% of those people were not in on the joke. I felt terrible.
Yeah.
Like the ones who were in on the joke, it's like, okay, fine. But like, I mean,
I felt bad too, but all I knew is one more person watching and laughing in the comfort of their home will not change anything. And I just watched and laughed.
It was literally a national mob of bullying.
It was
I know. It felt like a real release.
It was a different time.
See, because when I put other
it's awesome, right? Okay,
because when I put other people down, I feel better about myself. See, here's the thing. When I make fun of other people's insecurities, I no longer feel that insecure. So yeah, I mean, I agree. It was just quite a time.
Stupid.
Dan Tucker, did you? I don't know if you guys saw this one. There is a snippet of about 40. It's a video that splices together 40 inspirational speeches from movies like Rudy, Braveheart, The Muppets, Goonies.
Oh, yeah. I kind of remember this one.
Do you remember this? 2-minute
bit,
segment. And so he says, Dan stumbled on this like 10 years ago. And whenever he has a rough day, he fires up this clip and just starts to feel better.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you. This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
We've got too far! And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
But that's fine, we'll just get tougher with it.
If a person grits his teeth and shows real determination,
Failure is not an option. That's how winning is done.
Believe me when I say we can break this army here.
And win just one for the Gipper.
One of my favorite parts about like the Oscars, you know, I'm not like a huge Oscars guy, but I love those montages where it's like, you know, here's, you know, 100 years of great bank heist movies or movies at the baseball park. And you're like, oh man, I just gotta go.
Too.
Yeah, I love those Oscar montages.
Yeah, they work really well.
Whenever the Magic are within like 3 points and it's like the last minute of the game and there's a timeout called, they on the Jumbotron, they always play this, like a clip of all the inspirational rah-rahs. The Rudy one, all of them. And it just pumps the crowd up. By the end, we're all like, yeah, we're on a frenzy, and then we lose. So
it's all for nothing.
I've done this once or twice. I've turned to this clip, which I think I first discovered like college, maybe. It's been around for a long time. This was an early viral YouTube hit. But do you guys remember Guy on a Buffalo?
No.
Oh man, what a great clip. This was based, I believe, on some sort of real old-time TV show about a cowboy, but instead of riding a horse, he rides a buffalo around. But that was a real show. And then in the early 2000s, somebody took some of these clips and they made a theme song out of it. Chandler, do you have that teed up?
One day the guy on the buffalo was cruising around through the plains, seen a bear, and he thought to himself, oh man, I gotta get away from the bear. Hope he don't chase. Oh no, he's gonna chase me. Oh no, I better just turn around and chase him back. 'Cause guess what? I'm on a buffalo. I'm on a buffalo.
So you just see what's playing.
Hey bear, bet you didn't know you was chasing a guy on a buffalo. Look out, just watch it.
So that's a very, very good. There's a lot of them, and I agree with Matthew that is a great pick me up on a stressful Thursday afternoon or whenever you happen to come across it.
Clara didn't cite one specific reference, but she did say that, you know, whenever she's down, you can always turn to Weird Al Yankovic and feel a little bit better.
Really?
I've gone, it's Cameron. It's funny that you have that reaction because I had the same one, but it kind of like, Weird Al has sort of gone full circle from like, it was funny when we were in middle school because he was just, and then it was like, oh, this guy's a dork. But then like in later years, the fact that he has really not changed at all, I kind of respect like, oh, this is that guy. This is just a big goofball, and he's been at it for 30 years or
I'll
whatever.
say this. Anyone who questions whether Weird Al is funny, they need no other reminder than to listen to the song Amish Paradise. The Gangster's
Funny.
Paradise.
Oh
it is so... Cameron, do you remember Amish Paradise, right?
Yeah, of course I do. I mean, come on.
Well, I think what made
It's
Weird
low-hanging
Al,
fruit.
so
It's
hacky.
low-hanging fruit, but it's
elevated
funny.
Weird Al. What elevated Weird Al for me was when YouTube came, and then everybody started trying to do what he did, like do the clever parodies of pop songs, and they all
Worse.
suck. They're all
they're worse,
bad.
yeah.
And then you back and you realize that what Weird Al did, he made it look easy, but what he actually did was pretty tough, and not many people can do it as well as he did. So I agree with that. I think Weird Al was good at what he did. I like
we talk about pop culture every week for hours on end, and I have never seen Cameron's face turn in revulsion to a mention of an
I think it's
like he did with
ugly.
Weird Al. Like,
I think the problem is it's getting dangerously close to giving away some of the 100th like magazine kind of news.
We don't want to release the cover. We don't want to tease we don't want to get into the who's cover.
Yeah,
the Weird Al guest edited issue 100. Yeah.
The polka edition.
So dumb.
He doesn't claim to be cool, but I mean, look, I'm not saying it's the greatest comedy ever, but it is. I still laugh sometimes watching Weird
And
Al.
we'll hear everybody who hasn't heard Amish Paradise. You'll hear it as the rollout of the show. So we got that taken care of.
Oh no, yeah, that's true. All right, well, that'll do it for last week's feedback. It's time for this week's
Editorial question of the week. Hey.
All right, well, if you grew up with a conservative family, there has been
Guilty.
a time or two you might have stretched your wings of independence in a way that they might not condone. And so therefore, the next time you're with your family, you might have had an awkward conversation or interaction about your choices. We might be talking about Chandler's tattoos.
Hey, we might be talking about Cameron. Didn't you see the film Titanic with your parents?
Oh my gosh. My dad and I went, and
man,
I was in high
Paint me
school.
like one of your French girls, Jack.
And,
I did it too. My dad walked us out.
In the painting scene
Oh
was...
yeah, walked us. Yeah, he walked me out. My dad's a listener now. Hi, Dad. I remember that.
Hey, Dad. Love you, man. Remember when you walked me out of Titanic? For the whole theater? Sold out. Big movie. A lot of people there. A lot of friends from
school were there. Yeah. If we want to know your story of an awkward interaction or conversation with your parents that are on the level of my parents asking Chandler about his tattoos that they don't endorse. Right. Not something horribly tragic or life-altering per se.
Yeah. We know you've had a lot
counselor.
of...
That's
I know there's been some real terrible stuff, and you should talk to somebody about that. You should not talk to a random podcast.
Eddie, did you have one that you wanted to share? When we were scheming this up, did you have one that came to your mind?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I got a lot of piercings. Like I got my ear pierced and didn't tell them, and eyebrow pierced and didn't tell them.
Did you take it out when you would see them?
No, it was like, I think for the first day I was like trying to do like a Band-Aid, and I was like, I cut my eyebrow or whatever. And my mom was finally like, what is going on? And my parents were not at all conservative, but it was still fairly shocking. And they do like your family, Chandler, Chandler and Cameron. It's just an ice cold silence for days and days. And that's when you know you've really done something.
Eddie, do you have pictures of you with an eyebrow ring? Because I would pay a lot of money for that.
I will tell you, it was I don't think I do. And I will tell you, it is 1,000 times uglier and stupider than you ever thought. Just on me. Other people, cool. Because like, one, I still have glasses on. Two, I still just kind of look like me now. It's like, it was the dumbest thing. It was really so dumb.
Nothing wrong. No. I got a tattoo when I turned 18.
Okay. Oh.
But yeah. I was still living back at the ranch back there in Nebraska. No, I wouldn't say the parents were thrilled about that, but it wasn't a blow up or anything.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I told you about the time I didn't graduate from college, but didn't tell my parents, right?
No.
That was a shocking one.
What?
So I find out like a week before I'm to graduate from the University of Florida that like first semester 4 years ago, I missed I forgot to register for some class. And I'm like, well, certainly. Okay, well, I'll just walk and figure out the class. And so we're in there in the arena, ready to go. I have a cap and gown on. And my mom, I get my cell phone rings and she's like, hey, we're up here. why isn't your name in the bulletin? Like I had not graduated from college at all. Like this was literally just me. It was just me buying a cap and gown from the store and walking across the stage. Like, by the way, anybody can do it. If you just feeling what it might be like to graduate, you can just go ahead and do it. And that was a moment where it was like, yeah, I forgot to tell you, I still have to take a, whatever silly class this summer. And again, total silence.
That's like a great sitcom hijink. Trying to fool your parents and thinking that you graduated from college. That feels like a good 25 minutes of plot there.
Yeah, it was super cool because my elderly grandmother had made her way up for it, and it was like quite a thing.
Wow. To make it worse, in all his graduation photos, Eddie does have an eyebrow ring. It
is the ugliest, dumbest thing you could have ever seen.
I love it. All right, so hit us up at Relevant Podcast or tell us your longer stories by posting on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. This is going to be fun. We've all been there. I'm not sharing mine, but we've all been there.
You're not even sharing yours?
Oh, no.
You don't have like a softball one that you could do?
No, we're good.
That means there's 1,000 of them. He's just like,
I was really racking my brain.
I choose not to share this.
All right. Many thanks to Jerry Lorenzo for joining us. Make sure to check out his cover story in the brand new issue of Relevant. It is out. Follow him on Instagram at Jerry Lorenzo. You might see a couple of posts about our cover story in the coming days. And many thanks to World Vision for making the episode possible. Stay tuned for some big news about Relevant and the World Vision Global 6K for water.
1K above the rest. That's World Vision's new slogan. We're a K better than everybody else.
Yeah, we got to get like stickers for your back car window. They have like 23.2. We'll have 6.
Yeah.
6K.
It would be nice to just do the extra 1K. I could get behind that.
Like if I do the 5K and then Eddie, you could come in and do 1K.
I will just gently stroll the last 1K, which I guess I don't know metric, but I assume it's a quarter of a mile.
When I am pulled up to the Olive Garden grab and go window for my daily and nightly pasta intake, I want everyone in the parking lot to see that I'm preparing for a 6K. And the sticker would be nice.
That's funny. Hey, a couple of notes before we wrap it up. Remember, Relevant Daily every morning, live on Facebook and rolling out to other platforms as well, like Periscope and YouTube. We have Relevant Daily. It's the stories you need to know each day at the intersection of faith and culture, all in about 10 minutes. You can watch us daily, subscribe on YouTube, and there's also an audio podcast that you can subscribe to wherever you listen to your podcast. Just search for Relevant Daily. Join us.
I like that daily thing. It's real cool. I've really enjoyed it. Like I have nothing to do with it, so I can just enjoy it. And it's very good. Very high production value, of course.
Objectively,
yes.
Cameron's on it every week. There's only one. Every episode, there's only one factor that is different. Who is better, me or Tyler? You have to say.
It's 100% Tyler. And you know how much I love you. I love you so much, but it's Tyler.
I don't think
I was Mike Chandler.
There is
eyebrow rings, Mike.
Okay, we've done like 2 weeks of them so far, and probably about 75% of them have been Tyler, just because of scheduling reasons. And Jesse has made a joke of this fake competition between the two of them, right? But there is a difference between the two of them when they come on the show. Maybe I'll just let the listeners watch and see if they can spot the vibe.
Don't tease it out.
I'm so curious.
Let's hear it.
I've observed the difference. When Tyler's on, he's like the buttoned up Tyler. He's prepared. He's insightful.
Like a journalist.
He's bringing something. He's delivering the information. When Jesse comes on, he's not sure if he's buttoned up Jesse, which is funny. I mean, it's funny to watch him be like serious, or is he podcast Jesse? And he goes back and forth between the two. And it's funny to figure out, to watch him live, trying to figure out what is this and who am I on this thing.
Jesse's eyes rolled so hard that he threw the Earth's orbit.
Some of us, believe it or not, are capable of emotional complexity, of a range of intellectual grappling. Some of us are more than one-dimensional people. Some of us are. A lot of people are,
like Stephen Colbert.
They have one note, they're okay at it. Some of us play the full guitar lick, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Every note.
Hey, the new issue is out now. You can pick it up on newsstands nationwide. It's in most Barnes and Nobles and other places. You can also buy the individual copy at Relevant Store, store.relevantmagazine.com. And if you want to subscribe, if you subscribe now, you will get the new issue included with your subscription. And we are doing a podcast fan subscription sale. You can go and get your first 6 months of Relevant for only $6 if you go to relevantmagazine.com/podfan. You want to do that. It's a great price. Podfan, not Godfan, Podfan.
Podfan.
On that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler String.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
I'm Eddie Koffoltz.
And we will see you on Tuesday. We'll be live at 10 o'clock Eastern. Join us. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
If you come to visit, you'll be bored to tears. We haven't even paid the phone bill in 300 years. But we ain't really quaint, so please don't point and stare. We're just technologically impaired. There's no phone, no lights, no motor car, not a single luxury.
Lord, give me a moat of protection filled with spiritual alligators.
Relevant Podcast Network.